Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest crypto community in all of the interwebs. I forgot my intro again. How sad. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. Guys, today we've got a lot of big news coming at you, but we've got some people that are coming in extremely bearish. We're going to be talking about quarter two, why it was one of the worst quarters, or actually the worst quarter in history for Bitcoin. We're going to have three signs to watch for to determine whether we're going bearish or bullish. Right now, here's what it seems like is happening to me. You have the bulls are getting more cornered in their bullish corner than ever, and the bears are digging their heels and getting more bearish than ever. If you guys watch this channel, you guys obviously know where I stand in that debate. But a lot of people are saying, look, we fell again. We fell again. Well, we had a lot of news coming out last night, and as you guys can see, there are some negative stories going on. We are starting to see, once again, I told you guys this, for weeks, the last few weeks I've been telling you, we're going to see a lot of confusing things going on right now. Right now, we have a series of bullish stories, a series of bearish stories, and they're trying to create confusion in the market so you don't know which way that it's going to go. But what we believe is the price is going to be going up, but we have had a retracement. I was hoping it would go back to about 34. I think it dipped all the way down to, see where it went. Let's see, that is the 12-hour chart. So it looks like it went all the way down to 32.8. Right now we're sitting at 33.4, so still kind of in a danger zone here on the 12-hour chart. We'll look at the chart in a few minutes. We got George Soros getting into crypto, a huge Robinhood fine, which I'm thrilled to hear because screw Robinhood, and things like that. They're definitely not a good company. So, all right, let's go ahead and check out what's going on in the markets. First and foremost, 1.12 million subscribers. Thank you to everybody for subscribing to the channel. And also, thank you to everybody watching on Twitch, Theta, and TikTok. We appreciate all of you guys. And, of course, everybody watching on YouTube as well. And, guys, don't forget to enter our contest. Let's see if, do we get the new contest link up here for Twitch? Let me see if we did here. No, we do not have it on here yet. So we'll have a Twitch entry for you guys early next week. We are giving away 5 Ethereum. We're coming in at 437.2 thousand followers on what is this website?
Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah. So you guys make sure to join that contest. All right, let's look at the markets here. We're coming in at, is that the latest number? It probably is. $1.383 trillion in market cap, back under $1.4 trillion. That's interesting. That's interesting because wasn't it down lower than that yesterday?
Maybe.
I felt like the overall market cap was lower than that yesterday. Let's take a look at that, actually. Let's look at the 7-day here. Yeah, what's interesting here, so let's see. This is 1109. That would be, 11. Have to go back here. Yeah, it seems like yesterday we were down low. I guess not, though. It looks like we're probably about the same place we were yesterday. But the thing is the price has dropped pretty considerably here for Bitcoin. However, the overall market cap doesn't seem to have gone down that much. So $1.383 trillion in market. 24-hour volume is up. I told you guys for a while, I believe that the retail market is driving things right now. I think we did have a little bit of manipulation overnight in that price drop. And we can tell that because of a lot of the stories that are coming out. And of course, when you have big people like George Soros getting involved in crypto, I mean, you guys know what that means. I don't think that George Soros is particularly bearish on Bitcoin, though. I've been hearing that he's been adding to his accumulating Bitcoin for about the last year. We do know there was a story last year about him wanting to dump the price of Ethereum. He wanted to destroy Ethereum, supposedly, according to an article. Not a lot of basis for it, a lot of conspiracy, I guess. But we'll talk about that story a little later on. But we got a lot of interesting news coming out and interesting price action. So Bitcoin dominance 45.3%. It is down today. So that makes sense because the overall market doesn't seem to be down that significantly, but Bitcoin is down, and you guys see the relationship. Because of those things, the Bitcoin dominance has dropped quite a bit. It was, I think, at 47 yesterday, wasn't it? Or 46.7, somewhere around there. Golly, look at that. Before you know it, it's going to be down to a Paraguay to get. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin down 2%. Ethereum actually up today, though. So a lot of recent If there is manipulation going on right now, it was geared heavily towards Bitcoin, not towards Ethereum. I think Ethereum is very strong right now due to the fact that EIP 1559 is coming. Somebody said, when Corolla? I actually did drive a Corolla at one time. It was a 2001 Corolla, and I was driving it like 2010. So we don't have a Corolla anymore. I did check. Let's see if he texted me back. I'm checking on my Lambo. My Lambo should be here pretty soon, which nobody wants to hear when the prices are down, I guess. That's the thing that sucks, right? Is like times are going good, you buy a Lambo, and then the prices drop, and then everybody's mad at you for buying it when the prices were up. But, you know, it is what it is. Compound crushing it again today, up 18.88%. This is mostly due to the fact that on London Real with Brian Rose, I said I wasn't that interested in Compound. I didn't think it'd go that great. And, of course, it pumped immediately following that. H-bar up 15%, 6% for the week, so nice return. XFIN up 14%. Maker, we're starting to see, look at the projects that are doing well.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yep. Compound, Maker, Aave, these are all decentralized finance projects. The three largest decentralized finance platforms all pumping. Maker up 12.9%, Aave up 7.79%. How many people we have watching?
About 6,000 likes.
1,000 likes. Let's go ahead and get up to 4,000 likes today, guys. So let's go ahead and make that happen. If you need to hit like on your phone, make sure to X out of the live chat, hit like, and then re-click the mobile chat icon. And then if you're watching on the TV, on smart TV, make sure to go to the bottom left, hit more options, and hit react. Okay, so we got Internet Computer Protocol also up 7.7%. I know a lot of people are not thrilled about that thing. Bouncing back a little bit, back up almost to $50. Looking through here, Phantom up, Solana up.
What are your thoughts on ICP? The Internet Computer Protocol. Yeah.
It's look, guys, and people aren't going to like this answer. It's too easy for me to tell right now. It's too early, too early for me to tell right now. Like, people want you to come out with a strong opinion. We did a review video on ICP, and we put out some of the red flags and some of the warnings in that video that we had and we had seen about it, including like it just seems to be like too pie in the sky. That was one, but then there's some kind of sketchy stuff going along with it. However, we've seen recently everybody's been calling it a scam and saying this and saying that. There's plenty of projects in the top 20 that everybody called scams for a while. And so we don't know yet. We've got to see it play out a little bit more. People thought Filecoin was a scam in the beginning because it pumped and disappeared, dropped out of the top 20. So we see this consistently. I'm not willing right now to make a call on it one way or the other. If you ask me which way I'm leaning towards staying away from it. I have none in my portfolio. I don't plan on purchasing any in the near future, but that could change very quickly. Look, XRP, I would not own in my portfolio for a time. And then I decided, you know what, I think I want to get in on this right now, and it's been a pretty good decision. So, I don't think XRP is a scam or anything like that. I don't want to equate it to what people are. Well, some people do call it a scam for sure. Well, make your own decisions is the point.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. And kind of like what you were saying, there's just because something goes up, goes down, doesn't do anything with the money, doesn't make it a scam or not a scam, doesn't mean you can or can't make money. I think the Filecoin comparison was actually pretty good because, like you said, a lot of people, same kind of concept, big institutional money behind it, a lot of big players behind it. They pushed it up to the top right at the launch. It pulled back a little bit, and now it's doing a lot better. A lot of people also compared it to EOS, same kind of thing where you could a lot of people made a ton of money with EOS when it first launched, but they never really did anything. That doesn't really make it a scam, but also not something you want to hold for a long time either. So you just got to pick your shots. So I think that was perfect to say, you got to wait and see.
That's what you got to do. I mean, it's too early to call right now. I mean, in the beginning, I thought Tron was going to do really well. And then, I mean, the price has done okay recently, but I made another decision on that. Like, I didn't want to have any of that down the road, So, but projects launching on Tron Pad might be okay, but I don't like the Tron people per se. But, you just got to, and guess what, guys? This is going to be really crazy for you to think about. Did you know that your opinion on something can change?
Yeah.
You can totally change your opinion on something, and you have the right to do that. So
that's actually a sign of intelligence.
Yeah, definitely.
Being able to take in new information and change your opinion.
Yeah, and don't be too proud. I mean, look at all the XRP I got now. Okay, all right, guys. So looking at the Bitcoin chart here right now, and we're going to give you guys. A lot of people have been asking about this indicator, not Market Cipher. We do have Market Cipher available as well as sign up for ByBit or Phemex on our deals page. You guys go to bitboycrypto.com/deals if those are some things you're interested in doing. We did a very good video yesterday. It was a video that didn't get nearly as many views as a lot of different ones that we've done because, everybody doesn't like to trade, but we got a lot of great comments on that ByBit video yesterday because it explained the trading fees and the maker and taker fees. It explained all those very well. So you definitely want to check that video out if you want to know more about trading. But the point here is a lot of people have asked about this indicator here. And we're going to be giving you more information on this indicator. We're going to be using it a little bit more. It was created by someone in our Discord group. So let me check that out real quick. Somebody's saying there's a blood diamond on the one-day chart. Let me turn off that indicator and turn on Market Cipher A and Market Cipher DBSI here. Okay. And turn that one on as well. And then let's go to the one-day chart. See what happens here. It might be on Coinbase, might be on ByBit. Let's see. Oh, yeah, look at that. Definitely a blood diamond on the, that's not bullish, guys. Let's look at the last time we had blood diamonds here. This is breaking news. Now, this is yet to confirm, by the way. So, ICP is pegged to IMF special drawing rights. I have seen that. What SDRs they call them. Can we look into that a little bit more?
Yeah, I just threw that in the group.
Perfect.
So we're gonna dig into that.
Yep. And Crypto Ric Flair, he's at Good Morning Squad. Smash the like button. Appreciate you guys all who smashed the like button. What does Damon say here? Went to a wrestling match yesterday. Saw Sting, Chris Jericho, and Big Show. Chris Jericho was supposed to come on the show at some point, but yeah,
He's still wrestling. Wow.
Chris Jericho?
Yeah, he's been doing that a long time.
None of those guys are in the WWE anymore, but I never liked the WWE. I was a big WCW guy. So all of those guys were in the WCW, including Ric Flair as well.
What about WWF?
I mean, yeah, when I was a kid, I loved Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and Jake the Snake and, Sergeant Slaughter. Like, I loved all those guys. But once when I really started watching wrestling in high school and middle school, it was WCW. I went to WCW Monday Night Nitro. Well, back too sweet. My voice, I can't even go that high anymore. But I went, Goldberg versus NWO. That was a great Georgia Dome night. So, anyways, I say all that to say that's pretty cool. Glad you went and got to see that. Wrestling is not like it used to be, though, at all. Like, it's not even, maybe it's because I'm older, but I hear, a lot of people just don't like the quality of WWE anymore. So, but on the one-day chart here, we do have a blood diamond. So let's look at the last time. Now, I will say this. I believe, before we look into this, that the last time we got a blood diamond was followed by a gigantic pump. I believe that's what we saw. So now let's go look at the chart. I have no idea other than memory. So let's go back and look. Bam Bam Bigelow. Yeah, that's an old classic name. That WCW Monday Night Nitro wrestling game was awesome. Okay, so we had a blood diamond back in October. Didn't we have one since then, though? This is on ByBit. Was it on Coinbase? Let me go look at Coinbase. Coinbase. Well, let me go to Coinbase. BTC, USD. Because I remember in the middle of the bull run, we had a big blood diamond, and literally nothing happened from it. So let's see. Why is Coinbase not showing up here? BTC, USD. There it is. Was it here? Let me look. I do not see it. Maybe it was that one back in October. Maybe it was the one back in October. Let me go back to this chart. So the last time that we had one was in September. We did have a pretty big drop, as you guys can see. I could have sworn we had another one, though. Oh, well. I guess that was it. I guess that was it back in October. So this is the last blood diamond that we had on the daily chart, okay? And let's look how far did it fall? Fell from 11,009 down to 9,961 for a drop of 16%. So not that bad, but look what happened. It was similar to what I said. Look what happened. We did have a 2-day period where the price dropped. 2-day period. But look what happened right after that. That was when we finally had the run up. So what does that mean? It was the last correction before the bull run. It was literally the last correction before we went on the massive bull run. So it actually turned out to be extremely bullish. So let's go back here and look at what we got now shaping up, as we do have a blood diamond. Is anybody commenting about, does anybody remember that blood diamond?
I think it was in March.
Well, that's what people were saying?
That's what Decker said.
Decker said, I remember there was one in the middle, and then it went up to all-time high. But let's just use the one we have on the chart for sure. And we were to say, if we saw a 16% drop from this marker here, what would that be? That would put prices down at, I mean, where we've already been, 29,450. It still wouldn't even be a new all-time low. I don't know if we're going to see that or not. I certainly hope that we aren't. But the last time, it was not nearly as a dramatic drop. The blood diamonds on the larger time frames have not necessarily led to gigantic dumps. But here's your hopium. Your hopium is the last time after it got that drop, it shot up. So maybe we do have one last correction before we really start moving. Oh, it's on. Okay, there we go. Somebody said where it was. So let's go look at this one. It was Coinbase. And they said I'm on the wrong candles. It was on the Heiken-Ashi. So we'll go to the Heiken-Ashi. Let's go back and look where the last one was. Now on this one, it's not showing. It's not showing a drop. And there it is. Look, there it is. Thank you for that in the chat, by the way. Who said that? Who was that?
Boyd.
Boyd. Thank you, Boyd. Appreciate that. That's exactly what I was looking for. So there it is. Look at this, guys. This is the last time we had a blood diamond. The price dropped from, let's see, from 49,000 down to, it did drop to 46,000. It dropped $3,000, which at a higher price point is only 5.78%, as you see here. But it closed, it wigged back up, and it closed only negative 2%. That's the only daily close with a blood diamond that we've had in the middle of this bull run, and it was only 2% down. So if we go over to where we're at now, look at all this red. Ooh, red, red. If we did have one right here, we saw the last one, it went down 5%, 2% at the close. This close right here, if we were to close at the similar number, it'd be 2% at the wick, 5%. So about the same thing that we saw on the last one. So here's what I want to tell you. Just because we have a blood diamond on the daily chart, those have not had nearly as large of continuous downward action as we've seen blood diamonds on the 4-hour chart or the hourly chart, of course, or some of the other ones. So, yeah, we want to get Eddie Parrott back on. Have we seen Eddie in the chat anytime recently?
No.
I've not seen him.
Missed that guy.
Yeah, really do. He was a great guy.
He was fun.
Okay, so let's move on here. Worst Bitcoin quarter. Let me show you guys this real quick while we're talking about Coinbase here. This is the balance on exchanges for Coinbase. And you guys can see that number in orange and the price in white here. And this goes all the way back to September of 16th or of 16. And you guys can see right now, look, the ever since about, let's see, January of this year, we've seen the exchange balance for Coinbase dropping considerably. And we know when money leaves exchanges, that's good. Their balance is going down. What does that speak to? The supply and demand. Did you have a comment on this one?
No, not necessarily. I have some comments on some of the other ones. I mean, basically on most of what you've said, I track with a lot, but it is, we were looking this morning with Matty B on the TA stuff, you know, some of the momentum running out, you know, that it couldn't cross over 37, and then some of these other stories. Like, it's very mixed signals right now. It's very
just like I said, is we're going to see for the first half of today's July 1st, right?
Today is July 1st, yeah.
July 1st.
And then we're going right into a weekend, so you know, wasn't feeling too good about a Friday typically, you know, doesn't usually, I mean, it just tends to be very volatile.
Yeah.
And I was even telling Eron and them, like, I'm starting to question, you know, fall into that bear mindset of like, well, what if we are down for another 3, 4, or 5 months, if we're still sideways in August and October and, you know, September and all these, and it's like, well, if I'm feeling that way, we probably are getting close to a bottom.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it'll be interesting. These next
I don't feel that way.
Yeah, I know. You still feel really bullish.
Well, look, I got a guy. And everything that guy's told me for the past month has come true. And he's given me a lot of very specific things. He tells me middle of July, I believe him. I mean, that's what he tells me. He told me, you know, basically what happened over the last day, predicted. And so I'm basing a lot of stuff that we're looking at off this until he's wrong. And so he tells me middle of July is the the date. I don't know if that means the 15th or the 16th or the 20th. I don't have a specific date on that. But until that does not happen, I have no reason to be bearish at all, because it's very similar to what we saw in 2013. And that was a CoinDesk article, by the way, that I wanted to pull up that I couldn't find, which was basically comparing the 2013-2014 bull run to this one, and having a lot of people's opinions on whether it's similar or not. You just find like totally divided opinions on that. And I am firmly in the camp that we have the drop. Things are going back up. I see no reason to think they're not all year for the last year and a half. You guys want to talk about bear market? You want to talk about lack of a bull market? Let's go back to March of 2020. Let's go back to March 12th of 2020 when the price started dropping. Now, I remember where I was that day, and it was miserable. Looking at the tweets, looking at the price. It was. And it sucked all the hope out of the bull run. We've been planning on the halving. Things are going up, and they started ticking up a bit. And people said, never going to happen. It's not going to happen anymore. Like, the bull run is off. Maybe 20,000 was an all-time high forever. Bitcoin's dead. It's going to zero. That's what everybody said. It was much more backed into a corner than it is now. And you know what happened? We came right out of it, and we went right back up. And why? Because it was time. Because of the 4-year cycles. Every time during the last year and a half that it looks like Bitcoin is going to go way off track, it snaps back. And I think we're going to see that. I think stock to flow is going to be correct. I think that we are going to go up by the end of this year, and I have no reason to doubt that at all. So, BitBoy Crypto. Is the Academy y'all are releasing, I like the use of the word y'all, Justice Beaver, thank you, are releasing going to have TA lessons as well? Yes, correct?
Yes.
Wow. Who's this guy? Did somebody ask who's this guy?
Where?
In the YouTube chat? Me? You're on my channel. I should be asking you who you are.
Owl.
Owl. Okay. All right. So then we got Santiment basically saying that following Bitcoin's mid-May dip, supply of Bitcoin sitting on exchanges is steadily falling back down and locked away for safekeeping by hodlers. It's a good sign for bulls. And let me tell you some of the reasons why. Like, I read some of the quotes that was in that article I was talking about that I don't have pulled up. And the thing that I thought was so funny is listening to the just the fake. The institutional demand for Bitcoin is falling. That's what it said. There's no institutional demand anymore for Bitcoin.
What a joke.
It's the institutions that are driving the manipulation, that are driving the price, that are putting out these stories on purpose so you think that's what they're doing. In reality, we had to not put up bank stories today. There's so many stories about new investment channels for banks. I just said, I'm tired of covering banks in crypto. Let's not do it today. So yeah, the institutions are here. They're ready. They're rocking. They're rolling. BitBoy softball team. I love softball. But the only thing is my kids' ball schedules that I'm coaching in the fall, it's just so much. You know what? When you're a dad, you just got to kind of say, like, I'm going to be for me or I'm going to be for my kids. And I'd rather go to all my kids' games than play myself, as much as I do love playing softball. I played for years. But anyways, very sad. But I do love my kids and going to their games. Bitcoin closed its worst quarter since 2018, following a 40% price drop. After a highly volatile 3-month period for Bitcoin, the asset has just closed its worst quarter since the bear market of 2018 and its third worst quarter since 2014 in terms of USD performance. Crypto lost more than 41% of value in this period, but it's still up roughly 20% to date. Bitcoin's QTI saw the all-time high, and the quarter's low reached 28.6 8 days ago. Bitcoin's third worst quarter since 2014. Since it was reported earlier, quarter two has historically been one of the best quarters for BTC. Now, let me say this. Let me say this. Look, I know we did this. I know we're really guilty of it. We're extremely guilty of using that chart that shows the average month gains for Bitcoin, the average month gains for Ethereum, the average, the average of the quarter, how much they do, right? But they're actually totally irrelevant. There's no relation outside of like holidays or tax day, or, maybe a summer lull. Like, there's no real relationship between the months. Why? Because Bitcoin cycle is not exactly 4 years. It's 210,000 blocks. So kind of like, outside of, I think on leap year, right? Like, that pretty much 365 days from now is going, like, if if your birthday is on May the 14th and it's a Thursday this year, you know next year it's not going to be on a Thursday. I think it's like one day off. So it's either like Friday or a Wednesday. And there's no relationship there because it's not, 365 days is not the multiple of 7, okay? And what I mean by this is because it's 210,000 blocks and each Bitcoin cycle is actually like 3 years and 10 months, that means that actually there's not a relationship because what's going on at this part of the cycle for this 4 years is going to be taking place in a different month. And we know that for sure because the 2020 Bitcoin halving was in May of 2020. The one before that was in November, or no, it was in July. It was in July of 2016, okay? And then the one before that was in, I think, November of 2011 is actually, or maybe it was November of 2012, actually, because the elections had been following the Bitcoin halving cycles, the years at least. So there's not actually a relationship between what should be happening. It's more important at what stage it is in the cycle. So to me, I mean, yeah, it's a bad quarter, but like it's a bad quarter. It doesn't have anything to do with like historically, this is the greatest month ever or the greatest quarter ever for Bitcoin. And this year it was down. That's because the halving was 2 months before the last time. So that sets everything off by a quarter. It'll be really interesting to see how quarter 3 relates because that's where I think we're going to see some of the biggest gains. So the quarter 3 would be more relative to like the quarter 2 of 2017, if that makes sense. Let's see. The landscape worsened in mid-May. We already know about Muskrat and what he had to say. How's that Tesla price going, by the way, guys? How's that Tesla doing? I don't think it's doing too great. A little weird, isn't it? I think I told y'all to short it. I think the market's going up and Tesla's going down. I don't know what that says. I know that old Elon's spending a bunch of money trying to artificially inflate that price, and I don't know. Just seems to keep going down. Almost like, I don't know, somebody's doing it. The landscape worsened as that tweet came out. The FUD only and overly leveraged positions drove the primary crypto south hard. It drove it south hard, okay? And Bitcoin plummeted at $30,000. May was Bitcoin's second worst trading month. Is it a bear market? Losing 40% of value over the quarter doesn't speak well. TJ, remind me today, let's work out the math on the average correction between this cycle and the last one.
The average correct, like from top to...
Yeah, well, not the entire thing, all the mini corrections inside. Because we do know in 2017, we had several corrections that were in the 30 to 40% range. Mm-hmm. So far leading up to this massive 55% correction that we recently had, they were all in the 25% range. So they were smaller corrections than we saw on average in 2017. And I think we might find out the average correction is actually very similar. So
like cumulative, if you rolled them all up is what you're saying.
No. Like each individual, if you go, there were 6 to 7 corrections in the 2017 bull market.
6 to 7 that were...
I think we've had about 4 in this one, right? You had the January, the February, the March, and then from the peak to the bottom, which a lot of people would count as 1, 4. Maybe this would, technically 5. I want to come up with the average of all those added together and divided by 5.
Right.
So, yeah. But not the cumulative, but yeah, the average cumulative, but not.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, given the fact that the worst trading quarter overall, Q1 of 2018, when it plummeted 50%, marked the start of a year-long bear cycle, it's reasonable to question in which state the crypto is now. Looking at it more of a macro scale, it's up 20%. Guys, here's the thing. We don't know the future for sure, okay? We think we know which way it's going, okay? We think we know which direction Bitcoin is heading by the end of the year, okay? But we're also not fortune tellers, right? So you do have to question. When you get a 50% correction, 55%, we got a 50% correction in 2018. That was the start of a bear market. 50% correction now. We have to realize there is a possibility. I don't think it's going to come true, but there is a possibility. So you have to make moves in the meantime to kind of, try to, put yourself in the best position. But really, once you have the correction, it's almost too late. You got to put yourself in the best position before these corrections come, taking profits off the top. Okay. I don't know. Get in. Maybe I'll do more on the Tesla stuff. Where's it price at now? 680? Is that 770?
680.
680. What's the peak?
The peak?
Yeah.
690.
No, it was higher than that. Here's the point, guys.
The peak this year,
Yeah,
883.
883 right now. What has Tesla done over the last week? Market's going up, setting records. What's Tesla done over the last week?
But I mean, 5 days, I guess, would be considered a week.
Maybe. Yeah, actually.
About 1% down.
Yeah. Market's going up. Tesla's 1% down. So on the stock market, multiply that by like 20x, and that's what it would equate to in crypto. Okay. So imagine if Bitcoin was up massively and Ethereum was down, right? That wouldn't be good for Ethereum. You would feel like it should be going up, right? We saw that earlier this year where it was doing that. It was very concerning. Tesla's doing the same thing. I'm telling you guys, look.
Yeah, it's weird. It depends on what time frame you look at, but it's definitely down in the last 6 months pretty dramatically.
Yeah.
6-7%.
So, and stock market setting records right now, right?
Yep.
Okay, you guys do the math on that. Hey, I got people. I got sources. That's all I'm saying. Blockchain Caucus co-chair. Identify crypto users and reverse transactions. Democratic Representative Bill Foster. God, please tell me this guy has a terrible haircut. Bill Foster. Let's see. See what this guy looks like. Oh, he looks like a lizard person. Look at this guy. You can't tell me this guy does not look like a lizard person. What is it with guys with what is it with Democrats with cul-de-sacs on their head saying negative stuff about crypto? I wish we could turn my icon into a little Dodge Demon here. Drive around on that thing. The kids can play in this thing, actually. The kids can play in this cul-de-sac and not feel like they have to get ran over by the people driving too fast in the neighborhood. Brad Sherman, the other weasel with a cul-de-sac on his head. Brad Sherman also had some extremely negative things to say about crypto today. Speaking of lizard people, guys, and I made this tweet. You guys can go check it out. I would say I do know how to spell cul-de-sac, but unfortunately, I think my phone auto-corrected to cul-de-sac. Okay, cul-de-sac-headed weasel. I did put sack, but anyways, here's a fact, guys, about Brad Sherman, by the way. His number one, this is what he said. Today, during an FSC DIMS hearing, I highlighted the threats posed to Americans in the U.S. financial system by crypto. This guy's number one donor, credit card processing company. Almost all of his biggest donors are related to credit cards and banks. Does that shock anyone? It shouldn't. So that's what Brad Sherman had to say. Let's get a little more into what Bill Foster had to say. This is just such a ridiculous story. Let's see where it was. Oh, we skipped this story, didn't we?
Yeah.
We'll go back to it. We'll go back to that story.
It's a lot of basically there was two stories. One was a little fundamental over the last quarter, and then one was a lot of TA. So you don't necessarily have to go back to it.
Okay, great. Laws should be passed to allow federal courts to identify holders of Bitcoin and other cryptos and reverse crypto transactions, according to Bill Foster of Illinois, co-chair of the House Blockchain Caucus. And I will say this, guys. I will say this. Do you know who's reaching out to us to talk about, I hate to say it, we're about to get political. You know who's reaching out to us about coming to meeting with them, about talking about blockchain from different states? Republicans. If you don't think blockchain and crypto are going to become a political issue, you haven't been paying attention to America in the last 100 years. Everything becomes a place where you have to make your decision, and one party digs into one side and one party digs into the other side. And I will tell you, looking at a lot, and look, the former president said some really bearish things about Bitcoin. Steve Mnuchin, when he was in there, said some really bearish things on Bitcoin. And there are other Republicans who said very bearish things on Bitcoin and crypto. So we don't know this for sure yet. But the way this is shaping up, when you look at Elizabeth Warren, you look at Brad Sherman, you look at Bill Foster, you look at some of Rashida Tlaib, you look at some of the most bearish comments on crypto, it's coming from the Democratic side, unfortunately. And if you're a Democrat, you need to talk to your congressman and your senator. You need to make sure that they are in line with the ideals of crypto. Transparency, isn't that something that they should want? In my opinion, I believe that is. We have 10,000 viewers right now, 2,900 likes, almost 3,000 likes. We said we want to get to 5,000 today. I think it's totally possible. You guys can help us. Go ahead and hit that like button. So what I want you guys to do right now is I want to know from you guys, I want to know which party do you believe, I know this is very controversial here, more bearish on crypto. You can put hashtag elephant, hashtag donkey or you can put hashtag they all suck. So you guys can put that. I think I know which one's going to win there. Nobody likes either side. What I'm saying is it does look like this could be shaping up into a political issue. And when we see stuff like this idiot Bill Foster is saying, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. He said, speaking during an online event for news outlet Axios on Tuesday, Foster called for crypto to be pseudo-anonymous so the regulators can see if transactions on the network are fraudulent. Foster acknowledged that his demands were likely to drive the crypto purists berserk, but argued that there's not a technological alternative that I'm aware of. Yeah, of course, they all suck. I knew that was going to win. Oh, man, they're hiding the they all suck on purpose because the word suck is getting blocked out. There's not a technological alternative that I'm aware of. In fact, crypto advocates have been surprisingly quiet on Foster's remarks. The main reaction appeared to be incredulity. Incredulity? How do I pronounce that word?
Where is it?
Incredulity?
Incredulity, I guess.
No, it's not a luity. There's no U. Shouldn't it be a luity? I thought that's how you pronounced it.
Is that not a U?
Incredulity. What in the world? I've never not been able to pronounce a show on a word in the history of this channel. Incredulity.
Yeah.
What a weird word. Okay. I would have said the main reaction appeared to be incredulous. That's what I would say.
That's what you would think.
Because one of the key tenets of many cryptos is that they can't be shut down or interfered with. Caitlin Long came out and said some stuff about him for sure. Yeah, and by the way, guys, you guys know we don't love talking politics on this channel, but some days it is relative to what we're discussing.
Well, and there was a really funny tweet there. Did he pull that up?
From Caitlin Long?
No, it was a tweet from...
Here it is.
Sherman. The
one from Sherman?
It ended up getting yeah, that's it right there. It's
from Jameson Lopp about Bill Foster.
You can click through it, yeah, and then I think it's in there. Yeah, there's his statement.
So Jameson Lopp, big Bitcoin guy, stated that there's increasing sentiment in Congress that if you're participating in an anonymous crypto transaction, that you're a de facto participant in a criminal conspiracy. The old guilty until proven innocent thing. These people want to take your freedom. Someone said BitBoy versus English.
Well,
I think I speak real good, guys. Okay? I speak real good.
Go back and then roll back one tweet.
Yep. Okay, to the other one.
Yeah, because the example he gave.
Paid for my dinner tonight with physical cash anonymously. The waiter will be shocked to discover he's now implicated in a criminal conspiracy. These people are so low IQ. But guys, here's a fact. It's not how stupid these representatives like Bill Sherman, is that his name? Brad Sherman and Bill Foster are. It's not how stupid they are. It's about how stupid they think you are. That's what it is. They think that you're going to eat this up and you're going to say, oh, I guess it's right. Criminal transactions, got to be the case. So now if you buy Bitcoin and somewhere along the line somebody had used it for something illicit, you are now complicit in that transaction that happened before you ever touched it. Think about how stupid that is. But yet cash, right? You guys know that if you go to, well, I just remember like all kinds of stuff, like what they say a dollar has been used for, you know, multiple things. A dollar is used for before you ever touch it. That's like why they say money's like real disgusting to touch. But yet that never gets brought. That's funny. That's funny, right? Like, oh, this could have been, you know, in a stripper's G-string. Or a lot of people use this to snort cocaine at some point. Like, that's okay. Like, that's funny. That's cute, right? Oh, we got these dollars. Everybody's using it for drugs. Cute. But a Bitcoin that got used in, you know, some kind of illegal activity, that means you're now a criminal if you touch that same Bitcoin over time. You're responsible for everybody else's decisions, which is what these people want you to be. Someone said the Fed staged the pipeline hack event, I bet. I got to be careful or I'm going to get deplatformed here. I will tell you this, and I've said this since that happened. When I found out that the hackers accepted Bitcoin, I told you guys then, and I'll tell you now, it smells funny. There is something we are not getting about that story. No hacker worth his salt would accept Bitcoin when you could take Monero that's actually untraceable. And very funny, right? They accept Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden the feds find it.
Yeah. What?
Little weird, isn't it? Little weird. Okay. All right, next story here. Coinbase to launch. Well, let me just do the 3 takeaways there real quick. Don't go back up to the story. I'll just touch on them briefly. The key areas traders are watching as Bitcoin's monthly close occurs. That was last night. We did have a red month, by the way, if you go and you look at the monthly chart here.
Third red month in a row, right? Yep.
Yeah, third red month in a row. And we had looked at, well, no, second red month. This is just started.
Oh.
Yeah, this just started. Second red month. So basically we had the big fall, and then we had, a similar fall to the close in June. But you guys can see right now we're bouncing off the second band of the EMA ribbon. I would ignore this one. This just started today. Don't pay attention here other than hopefully we'll end up with a big wick here. We did have 2 red months in a row. And we talked about yesterday, it looked like there was a chance, right, that one was going to end up positive. No, it's the weekly chart we were looking at. So 2 solid red months in a row is the point. If you go back to the last time we had 2 red months in a row, March of 2020, followed by April of 2020. These are Heiken-Ashis, actually. Let me get back on the regular candles. That might actually be why. Yeah, we have had 3 red months in a row. Yeah, sorry, that was on the wrong candles. So we did have April, May, and June. And sure enough, just like I mentioned, June had a good chance to flip positive, I thought. Yeah, we could have just got over 37,000 yesterday. We could have flipped positive, but we didn't. We now have 3 red months in a row. The last time we had 3 red months in a row would have been July, August, and September of 2019. So not great stuff. But, we had a couple months where, we didn't have that big of gains. We did have a red blood diamond March of 2020 down there, which is pretty dramatic. But if you go back and you look at go back and look here. During the last bull run, I don't think we had 3 red monthly candles in a row, but we also didn't have as large of corrections as we just got, but we got, we had larger corrections, that is. So if you go back here to July of 16, this is when the halving was. There was 2 in a row. So yeah, so the monthly does not look great. I'll be honest with you guys. The monthly does not look great. But I will say, I think sometimes, incredulity. That's what David Coe says, incredulity. That's a weird word. I've never said that word in my life. Here's the thing I'll say about these monthly closes. What I'll say is this, okay? I understand the larger time frames are important, okay? Just go back up to the 3 signs to watch, because I want to get to the Coinbase stuff in a second. We won't spend 5 minutes on this probably. But here's what I want you guys to understand. Kind of like we were talking about with the quarters earlier, right? How there's not really a relationship. The months, there's not really a relationship. But from year to year, month over month. But the problem is when you look at what happened in April, okay? April, we were extremely green. And the very end of the month, we dumped down. And that gave us an overall negative month. But we all look back on April as a good month, right? I mean, you do, right, DJ? You think April, things were going up, all-time high, things were good?
Yeah.
Crash at the end of the month. So really, we're talking about the last week of April. May was crushed, and then June, meh. So when you think about it like that, it doesn't seem to be nearly as bad as you're looking at these giant 3 red candles in a row. So I just don't think it's as dramatic as the monthly would show, even though, we are on the verge of 4 monthly red candles if we can't get in the right direction. But I believe certainly that we will by the end of this month. So the 3 key takeaways here, 3 places to watch. Bitcoin needs to hold the 34,500 support level. It did not do that. Signs of a bearish breakdown. So, it does look similar to this chart here where we had a confirmed top signal and a drop, and then we had another one here. This is over the last week. And then signs of rising sentiment. What number they're looking for. They're just looking to see if Bitcoin bottomed out at 29,000. Bitcoin is cheap and long-term BTC holders know it. They've added 741,000 BTC. That doesn't sound very bearish to me.
Yeah, well, that's what that chart above shows too, I believe. That's the long.
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
We showed this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Boom.
Like that. That's a lot of Bitcoin.
And that is exactly when things started dropping dramatically. You see the biggest run up. People are still buying at these levels. So I think we're definitely I still think we're bullish. Okay, so let's go back down. There we go. Coinbase to launch app-like crypto app store. Crypto exchange Coinbase has unveiled its plan to build the crypto app store inspired by how Apple Inc. built its app store. CEO Brian Armstrong said Apple didn't attempt to build every app for the iPhone and empowered developers and gave mobile users an easy way to access new innovative apps. What did you think when you read this story?
Which part?
Just like the headline, Coinbase buying or Coinbase starting their own app store.
I thought it was interesting. I didn't actually read the whole thing. I just heard the headline. So, I mean, it's interesting to hear they're starting an app store. They have an advantage in some regard as far as kind of having a big brand in the crypto space.
Yeah.
But it's also a shot at Google and Apple.
Yeah.
So they're saying they kind of want to be the next big tech player. Like, we've got Google doing all kinds of stuff. We got Apple doing all kinds of stuff. Now, I think they want it to be Google, Apple, and Coinbase. Yeah. So it'll be interesting.
Well, that was the first thing I thought was they're wanting to compete with these stores. And we know, I've talked about so many times, when you go from any industrial revolution to the next revolution, okay, whether it's .com boom to the smartphone boom, if you go back, you look at the actual industrial revolution, you look at the automobile revolution, none of the companies that go in as the top in those revolutions stay at the top, okay? Look at the companies that are at the top now. Apple, Amazon, Facebook, all the FANG stocks. You guys know those stocks. I think by the time that this blockchain revolution occurs, we're going to have different ones at the top. Coinbase is positioning itself to be the Apple, to be the Google. That's what Charles Hoskinson says. He says Cardano's not competing against Ethereum. He gets kind of annoyed when you keep talking about, how's Ethereum doing and how they do against each other. He says he's much more concerned with taking on Google, taking on Amazon, taking on all the big companies out there. Why? Because that's the opportunity the blockchain is. The internet, right? Like, look, here's the truth of it. These companies suck. They suck. They've done terrible things to us. They've wrecked the internet. I've been talking a lot lately about how we're still in the Wild West days of the internet. Forget crypto. We are still in the Wild West days of the internet. Why? Because none of these companies have done a great job of cultivating, a rich, protected, free environment on the internet. Where they have lacked is where crypto and blockchain can come in. And Coinbase, now I certainly would like to see a decentralized app store, not just a centralized app store from Coinbase, but Coinbase, maybe kind of in the vein of those same companies. And I also think that when you look, my second thought I had when I looked at this was about IPO. Okay, their IPO and their public company now, and how now, they're starting to see they're so dependent on the Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin price has dropped down. The trading, we've seen the trading. It's gone from $300 billion down to less than $100 billion in a few weeks, in about 6 weeks. So that their bottom line has got to be getting killed. An app store is bear market proof. People are always going to need apps. So I do think those are things that they are looking at. Okay, so let's see here. The CEO detailed, like the internet or the mobile app stores, we're seeing developers rush into the space to use these new tools to develop innovative use cases that we couldn't have imagined before, adding, Apple didn't attempt to build every app for the iPhone. It empowered developers and gave mobile users an easy way to access new innovative apps. We'll work to give our users easy access to all of this from the main Coinbase product. Armstrong stressed we need to do the same as Apple in crypto. There's now tens of billions of dollars of economic activity running on dApps and a new trend coming out every 3 months. He further shared, soon, any app built on decentralized crypto rails will be accessible to users of the Coinbase app. In the future, you'll have the option to do self-custody of your crypto right in the main Coinbase app. And guys, if you look at trends of apps across the world, what they've done is, in other places like China, the developers have had to figure out ways to reproduce apps in America because they can't use them, and they've made them better in a lot of ways. Like, WePay, WeChat, those are super apps, what they call in China. You're able to do things inside of those apps without ever leaving that app. Right now, if you want to go to Coinbase and you want to send that over to another exchange and then you want to exchange it, and then you want to move it over to a hot wallet and you want to go check your portfolio tracker, you're doing that on 4 different apps.
Yep.
And what apps know is it's all about retention.
Yep.
So every time you click between one of those apps, that is an opportunity for the business of the next app to get lost because, I mean, you guys know. Sometimes you can't even find your apps. If you've got them, I've got my apps so organized in so many file folders, I can't find them. So over-organized, yeah. So, luckily I search for apps a lot because I can't even find them.
Yeah.
But that just shows you how many times have you gone to do something on your phone, like, oh, and you do this one thing really quick, and you pull it up, and you open that app, and there's like a notification there, and you're like, oh, let me check this notification real quick. And then 20 minutes later, you're like, why was I in this app? You forget because you go to the notification, you didn't even do the thing you meant to do. And these apps understand that. So the longer Coinbase can keep you locked on the Coinbase app, crypto news, that's another thing that'll be integrated into that for sure. Coin research will be integrated for sure into some kind of super app, the better. So they want you to be able to access everything within, their basically, their crypto app store. So pretty interesting stuff.
And they're competing with Binance too. So you're talking about getting things out fast versus going slow and getting them right. Like if Binance is trying to be the Microsoft or the Amazon, maybe Coinbase is trying to be the Apple. And so they might be, this is, in a lot of ways, it'll probably start kind of similar to Binance's Launchpad, but they're branding it as an app store so they can launch projects like coins as well as crypto-related apps. And like you said, basically keep people in their app as long as possible. It also gives them the best eye on the best up-and-coming tech like Facebook does, and then you just buy it and roll it into Coinbase. That's probably a big part of their plan too.
Yeah. And also, by the way, a lot of people mentioning crypto.com. That's definitely an app that we love for sure as well. Yeah. I see a lot of people. Why are people talking about Matt Wallace today? Is he in the chat?
I don't know.
A lot of people saying Matt Wallace. I kind of feel sorry for Matt because Dogecoin has tanked so much. Oof. And, he's got, that's his channel is Dogecoin. He talks about some other stuff there, but that's his main thing. He talks about, when your whole content creation thing is kind of, built around one coin, you're really susceptible to stuff. So hopefully Matt can keep on growing. I know he's got a lot of stuff going on. We like Matt.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He lives close by here. But speaking of Dogecoin here, you can pull this up. This is Andre Geek. I like Andre. He seems like a nice guy. He's a good YouTuber. I can say that. He's very good at what he does. And he actually did this video. Have you seen this video?
No.
There's a video about, this is the Dogecoin millionaire guy. He's all over the news. Somehow he's verified and we're not. The Dogecoin millionaire guy on Twitter, which is hilarious. No offense to that guy. He seems like a nice guy, whatever. I'm not saying anything bad about him. Just, guys, we're the largest crypto community. Can't get verified on Twitter. Everywhere else we're verified. But I was watching this video and he was like, he lost $2.1 million. Like he went from nothing to a millionaire and then he lost $2.1 million. I think he's, I think he made a total of 2.7. So he's still up, high six figures. That's good. But I was just watching the dramatic effect that his editing is really good. And it was just like, the guy was like, I lost $2.1 million. And I was like, you couldn't last a day in my shoes. You couldn't last a day in my shoes. I look at my portfolio, and it's the only thing that helps me go to sleep is the salt from my tears from our portfolio dropping every single day. But it just shows how everything's relative. You guys know, like, I would have been crying over a $2,500 loss a couple years ago. So it's all relative. But I just thought it was a very interesting video to watch. The thumbnail's really good, too. This guy, he's got a nice beard, nice hair, nice beard. So anyways, I saw that video. You guys check out Andre. We like him. He's pretty good. We're going to do some stuff with him, hopefully, whenever we go to Las Vegas next. Speaking of traditional places where people buy Dogecoin, Robinhood to pay $70 million for outages, and my heart is fluttering over this news. I hate Robinhood. I hate Vlad. I hate everything they're about. It says they misled customers, the largest FINRA penalty ever. So that's obviously a regulatory body. Stands for, Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. FINRA said it fined Robinhood $57 million and ordered the stock trading app to pay nearly $13 million in restitution to thousands of clients. Absolutely great. Love that. Robinhood has invested heavily in improving platform stability, enhancing our educational resources, and building out our customer support in legal and compliance terms, Robinhood said in response to the fine. Do you know what I wonder about? I just tend to think, I don't know. I just tend to believe that there's something going on behind all this, right? Who was actually Robinhood's number one customer, right?
It was Citadel?
Yes, hedge funds. Yeah, Citadel. So what they were doing is they were selling all of the trading data from the little guy to give to the big guy so the big guy could crush the little guy.
Right.
While posing as an app for the little guy.
Right.
Oh, my gosh. Drives me insane that this happens. So what I'm sitting here thinking is, I'm sitting here thinking, like, hey, that's weird. They just got this $70 million fine. Regulatory bodies, which also, I mean, look, I'm just going to say there is a conspiracy out there that a lot of people believe that says that the SEC and the CFTC are actually ran by the CME or actually ran by the Chicago or the CBOE or both. That they have such heavy influence in those that they can affect policy and regulation and who gets in trouble for what, right? So we know there's look, you guys know there are people in the government that are not good people for sure, and, you know, bribes happen. A lot of that stuff does happen. I don't have any specific allegations by any stretch of the imagination. But all I'm saying is this. It seems weird that when all these people are in each other's pockets and Robinhood is so in the pockets of the hedge funds that the government would come after them this hard, right? So it either boils down to one or two things. Either the government is just super embarrassed about the whole AMC GameStop thing and blames Robinhood for it. Or I don't know, maybe the hedge funds were like, yeah, go ahead and give them a fine and then we'll pay it on the back end. That's kind of what I wonder. I wonder if this is actually coming from because where did Robinhood make all their money? From the hedge funds already, you know? So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with this. So I want to think that they actually, you know, that they actually affected stuff and this is bad for Robinhood and that they're having to pay this money. I'm just not 100% sold, you know, that that's definitely what happened. FINRA definitely made an example of them, but was it intentional? But, you know, was it to actually hurt them or was it just a dog and pony show? We don't know. Robinhood will pay roughly $70 million in penalties for system-wide outages, and this is news Coinbase needs to pay attention to, I would think, as well.
Yeah.
You know, they also have this same stuff.
Well, I think the main thing was that next line there.
Yeah, FINRA.
The misleading communication about the outages.
Oh, you mean the line at the top?
Nope. Back down. Up. The line you just read. Up. That.
Oh, and misleading communication and training practices. Yeah. Exactly, because that's, you know, that they were misleading their customers by telling you, hey, we're here for you, but in reality, they were selling all their stuff to the hedge funds.
Yeah. They were just very dishonest during the time of the outages about what was actually going on.
Yeah. But I will say, somebody said conspiracy in occasion will convert to facts. I would say it happens a lot more than you think it does.
Yeah, several occasions.
It's funny. Today's conspiracy is tomorrow's fact. So... here's the good news, though. The good news is no matter what kind of dog and pony show this is, $13 million in restitutions to customers, boom, we love that. Big fan of that. People are talking about Bill Cosby in the chat. Yesterday, just so you guys know, like I read in the chat, somebody said his conviction got overturned. And I thought it was somebody just trolling and spamming in the chat. And we looked it up. Sure enough, that's crazy. So you guys know what that means. Tomorrow, Jello Pudding Pops back in the store. Robinhood, expected to go public sometime this year, suffered multiple days of outages beginning in early March of 2020, leaving clients unable to trade equities, options, or crypto, remained offline during some of the highest volume trading days amid the fastest bear market in history. Popular online brokerage also faced criticism over the death of a 20-year-old trader who killed himself. That's such a sad story. Guys, remember this. There's no debtor's prison in the United States. You guys understand that, right? If you do get over leveraged on a traditional trading platform or through a broker, they can try to come after you, but your life's not ruined by any stretch of the imagination. So, but I think that all would have turned out where basically he was able to over leverage himself and he owed Robinhood $700,000. There's no way they would have won that if he tried to, you know, go after them. You can't be held responsible for getting that much money as an 18-year-old kid or 20-year-old kid. That's negligence on Robinhood's part, no doubt about it. So very sad that happened. Of course, if anybody ever has any, don't, have those kind of thoughts, if you guys have depression or suicidal thoughts, make sure you guys see somebody about that stuff. Life always gets better. So Robinhood said it now has approximately 2,700 customer support staff. The brokerage said in a blog post, yada, yada, yada. Here's Dave Portnoy saying he's going to wait for his $700,000 check, and he tweeted right at Vlad. Did he respond to this? What a doucheburger this Vlad is. I cannot stand this guy. He didn't respond, of course. I like this. Here we go. That's it. That's funny. I like those clown shirts. Robinhood ordered to pay about $70 million. So, I mean, that's my favorite story of the day. I'm a big fan of that story. So, hopefully it turns out to be really more than just a slap on the wrist. Point 72 seeks crypto head while Soros starts Bitcoin trading.
The mother of all conspiracies.
The mother of all conspiracies.
Or father, I guess.
Somebody asked if this was Forza. Did you see that?
No.
Forza is one of my researchers. I love that guy. He's awesome. His Twitter is, what's his Twitter? You guys can follow him on Twitter. This is one of my top guys. He's been around with me forever. Let's see. It is Forza_crypto. He always loves it when I pump his Twitter account too. So you guys go follow Forza. He's an awesome guy. I can't even tell you what he does in real life because he might be in trouble for it. But nothing illegal. He just works and he's got a very important job is all I'm trying to say in real life. So yeah, that sounded bad. He's not in anything bad. It's just, sometimes the place you work may not love,
He's got a day job.
Crypto. He's got a day job for sure. Very smart guy, and somebody asked if that was him. That's not him. So that's Steve Cohen. Some of the biggest names in the hedge fund industry are wading deeper into crypto. Steve Cohen's Point 72 Asset Management is seeking to hire a head of crypto, while the family office of billionaire George Soros has started trading in Bitcoin. Of course, George Soros is the man that's blamed for everything in the history of the world recently. What's true, what's not true? I don't know. We do know that he broke the Bank of England, right?
Yeah, he's done there's a lot of confirmed bad stuff he's done to acquire more power.
And this comes down to where you fall in the argument of, and we're not going to, all of the political stuff, we're going to leave all that aside because, people, conspiracies, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know anything about that stuff with him. I know he gets blamed for everything. What I will tell you is, I'm pretty sure it was the Bank of England, and a lot of people fall in this argument and say, he was just doing what finance guys do, which they're bloodthirsty and they want to make money at all costs. They don't care who they hurt. He basically broke, I believe it was the Bank of England, by shorting the pound. And it was a really big deal. I think it led to a lot of crazy stuff that was going on over there. And a lot of people pegged him as the villain for that. And, do you believe in manipulation? Do you believe that this last dump that we've seen in Bitcoin, do you believe that it is people pushing the price down, bloodthirsty, want to make money? Or do you fall on the side of the argument that that's okay, that's just the way financial markets work, where the big guys win, the money wins, the smart money wins? I tend to follow, I don't necessarily like that. I don't want the big guy to win. I want the little guy to win. So I think it is manipulation. I don't like the system of control. That's why we love decentralization. After the Hunt says, does ByBit send tax papers or do I have to track it myself? You should be able to link ByBit to tax software. So TaxBit, or you get TaxBit information on that at bitboycrypto.com/deals. We love that company. And Zen Ledger is good as well. Okay, so back to the story. So they started trading Bitcoin. I've been told he's been accumulating Bitcoin for a little bit of time now. It says, we're exploring opportunities around blockchain technology, its transformative and disruptive capabilities. We would be remiss to ignore a now $2 trillion crypto market. Meanwhile, it was at that point. Meanwhile, dedicated crypto firms say they're struggling to find the right candidates to fill hundreds of positions. Frenzy of interest in digital currencies and other assets pitted those shops against some of the world's biggest financial markets. In a March interview with Bloomberg Television's Eric Schuckster, Fitzpatrick said the Bitcoin was interesting. There's a real fear of debasing fiat currency that's driving demand for crypto. And I think that's what he did with the Bank of England. I think that he did debase their currency there. Played a big role in that. I don't think it's a currency. I think it's a commodity that's easily storable and transferable with a finite supply. Look, guys, here's what you should be taking away from this story here, okay? George Soros and his family and his companies, they're buying Bitcoin. Now, do you like him? Beside the point. This guy is one of the smartest investors, in recent memory, like at least in the last 50 years, market manipulator, whatever you want to call him. I mean, he's made a ton of money, multi-billions of dollars. So you got to know he knows what he's doing. So when he's coming in right now, Damon said his friend got a response from Jack. It's pretty interesting. Did he also send him a nose ring in the mail? Regardless, the fact that he's accumulating Bitcoin, I mean, this should tell you something. And it's very interesting that this story comes out overnight and the Bitcoin price dumps when it seems like this would be a bullish story. And so I don't know, maybe you got to wonder, what's going on there. Maybe there's more accumulation trying to go on behind the scenes. I think what we're seeing, I think there was a bit of manipulation overnight, but I think overall over the last week, I think we're seeing a lot of retail sentiment. We will see tomorrow if that continues. All right, so international crypto is pretty funny. So this story, we'll get into this one, but I'm really interested in this one. A new reality TV show follows fortunes of crypto investors.
When are we making your submission video?
For Big Brother?
No, for this reality show.
No, I want to go on Big Brother. Can you, like, if I go on Big Brother, this would be next year. I have to have a 6-pack, so I'm working on that.
You'll get there.
I don't want to be the old, out of shape guy that can't win the endurance competitions.
Yeah, the lovable guy.
The lovable.
Everybody likes, and he comes in like 4th place.
I will not be that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be the lovable guy in there. Yeah. So anyways, I do want to do that. I think it'd be cool. I'd talk about Bitcoin a lot on the show, but you know what we call that? Bear market things.
Yeah.
So definitely not this summer, but next summer I do want to go on Big Brother.
I think that'd be fun.
Who wants to see me on Big Brother? If you want to see Big Brother, put hashtag BB on BB. BB on BB. That's it if you like that show. That's my favorite show, by the way. Love Big Brother. So, okay, here we go. German law allowing $415 billion into crypto investment into crypto takes effect. We just looked at yesterday. Oh God, what was the name of that German regulator? Do you remember?
No.
I tried to pull it from memory. I can't. Had a big story about Germany just yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago. But Germany's Fund Location Act, introduced in April and approved by Parliament shortly thereafter, permits special funds or special funds. Oh my gosh, that means special funds? Yeah, everybody wants to see me on there. They want me to go on Wipeout. I don't know. I don't know if I'd do well on Wipeout. I need to do something where I'm able to use my brain, my social skills, along with my brawn. So anyways, they're allowing special funds to put 20% of their portfolio in crypto. Law came into effect today. Should every special fund choose to allocate the full 20%, it would equate to $350 billion. Wow.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, Crypto Ric Flair's a super fan of Big Brother. I love it. When is Big Brother coming on?
It's every summer, right?
Well, yeah, but Big Brother premiere date. Let's see.
Probably.
It's got to be soon. It's usually in July, July usually. July 7th. Oh, is that like this week?
Next week, yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's super exciting. Okay. Well, that's fun. We'll have Big Brother updates. Maybe I'll do a Big Brother update show on Hit Network, maybe. Guys, let's look at that $315 billion or $415 billion total if all of these special funds did it. And they're probably not all going to do it right now, but, you know, somebody said BitBoy on Joe Rogan ASAP. Yeah, Joe, call me. Joe, why am I not on the show yet? I've been on London Real, I've been on Alex Jones. Joe, you're getting left out. We don't want you to come in last. Okay, so I like to hunt also, Joe. I know Joe likes to hunt too, so maybe we can go on a little hunting trip together. That might be fun. All right, so if you look at the overall market cap of crypto right now, it's $1.3 trillion. So basically, you're looking at if all of these funds put this money in crypto, you're looking at increasing the overall market cap right now by like 30%. So that's why this is such a big deal. And that's just one country in Germany. Guys, and it may sound outlandish. They're not all going to, they're not all going to put their money in. Why would they not? Why would they not? They should. If they're smart, they will. And that's just one country. So it just shows you the potential that crypto has. Damon Carney went on a Big Brother audition in Jacksonville. I went to a Family Feud audition.
Did you?
Yeah, this is going to get dicey here. We're not Family Feud competition because, I thought we did pretty good, but, Ashley, you didn't have your answer for Family Feud.
Oh.
She said no answer.
No answer.
Ashley, she's probably clipping this right now. Ashley, I love you. I love you. But we did not get on Family Feud. And I have a lot of resentment towards you. I blame you for us not getting on Family Feud.
Wow.
Okay. It's getting real dicey. Go ahead and clip that. And then next time I see you, play it and tell me what a bad person I am. I'm just kidding. There were some really good families on there. We did go try out. And so like I said, I decided I was just going to say something ridiculous. They asked me like, what are things that people believe in that aren't real? And my answer was terrible also. I am probably, honestly, why we didn't get on the show. I said trolls. Or maybe I said gremlins. I said the most ridiculous answer ever. And they looked at me like I was such an idiot. So we didn't get on. It's all my fault. So you can clip that part, Ashley. I love you. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into the reality story here. Reality story. New reality TV show follows fortunes of crypto investors. A South Korean reality television show that focuses on crypto investors, Bitcoin enthusiasts, and miners has debuted on screens across the nation. The show, which aired for the first time this week on TV Chosen, television arm of the biggest media groups, Chosen, is entitled Man Using His Wife's Credit Card. It's presented by these two people, two of the nation's most popular MCs. Hong was shown trying her own hand at crypto trading, experiencing the joys and pain of fluctuating token prices. And the couple met up with a crypto miner who explained how they make money from mining tokens. A member of the show's production team was quoted saying, "We want to explore changing lifestyle trends and provide some information on safe and beneficial crypto investments. We hope it will make a good opportunity for investors." Crypto has been getting plenty of airtime on South Korean TV as of late. 20 Hacker, a major movie about a hack on a fictional crypto exchange, was recently released. It featured K-pop stars. I am not a K-pop star. And a big budget 10-season crypto-themed series named Pumping Time is currently in production. No, I do not think I will be on Drag Race. Naked and Afraid. Let me tell you, if I was naked in the desert of Africa, I would definitely be afraid.
I think we'd all be afraid.
Yeah, we would all be afraid of that. Hot boxing with Mike Tyson. Oh, no, that's not boxing. That's hot boxing. I get it. No, I'm not allowed to be on that show. So, sorry.
Is that a real show?
I don't know, but it sounds fun. Yeah, BitBoy versus Steve Harvey. That would be pretty funny. Is it? Yeah. So I will not be hot boxing. Hey, I want to go on that Hot Wing show, though.
Okay.
Do you guys know what it's called?
No.
Hot Ones. Yeah, invite me on Hot Ones. Here's my forced invitation to come on that show. I like hot wings. Let's do it. Okay. They said Theta's not live. Are we aware of that?
Theta's been down for the last few days. Like Theta, the web's, when I go to set it up, it's down, which I know Stash said he ran into a lot too.
Okay, so last story here. Ripple hires MasterCard's Cindy Young as European Managing Director. Young will be responsible for overseeing strategy, including the expansion of Ripple's network technology, RippleNet. And here's what I want you guys to understand here, okay, is that we're going to look at the story a little more in detail, who this person is and why it's significant. But in my opinion, the takeaway from this that I believe is significant is Ripple's still hiring. Ripple's still planning to move forward. Ripple, not deterred by this SEC lawsuit, which now, as we covered last week on a video, may actually... BitBoy versus Naked BitBoy? No, thank you. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see me with clothes on. Okay. If I did Naked and Afraid, it would be, I would be out in like 3 days, I think. I don't think I could. Those people are serious. I can camp. I can go out in the woods. I'm going on a 13-day thing to Alaska next year. But I'm not going to do that in the sun. I don't want to do that. But they're planning on moving on from this. October could be when we get a report about the Ripple lawsuit. I'm now being told, I don't know if it's for sure or not, but what I'm being told is that they are going to get some punishment, and it is going to be a very simple slap on the wrist. The SEC is scrambling right now to figure out something that makes sense, and you guys know this makes total sense logically in the overall scheme of how we know the government works and companies work, okay? What the SEC is trying to do right now is they're scrambling to figure out how they can give something that will not be fought by Ripple, that will not be a major punishment, but something that they can point to and say, see, there was something there, and save themselves from embarrassment. The SEC has been on trial here, not Ripple Labs. And let's be very clear about that. Not what I thought at all in the beginning. Could have just been a good judge choice. You choose the right one, your life might be a little bit easier, okay? For Ripple, they didn't choose it. It was chosen for them, but that judge has definitely been on their side from the very beginning in this. So we'll have to see what happens, but I believe XRP is going to get, back on track. They're going to do big stuff. I'm more bullish on XRP now than I literally have ever been, is what I'll say. Now, we get back in this thing. Do I love centralized banking? Do I love the fact they own 60% of the nodes? Do I love a lot of that stuff? No, I don't love that stuff. I hate that stuff, actually. But is it going to make a lot of people a lot of money? Yeah, I believe so. Is it going to make me a lot of money? Yeah, I believe it is. In a blog post, Ripple said Young will oversee strategy, including the expansion of its network technology, RippleNet. Prior to joining Ripple, Young spent 5 years at MasterCard with responsibility for driving strategy, commercialization. His adoption of crypto and blockchain grows. This is a comment from Cindy Young. I guess you pronounce that Cindy. Cindy Young. Sendi. Okay. She said, as adoption of crypto and blockchain grows, oh no, this is actually a different person that made the quote though. More financial institutions, payment service providers, and small businesses are turning to trusted players in the space to prepare them for a crypto-enabled future. Ripple says that the European market is a critical one and that they want tremendous transaction and customer growth. You guys know there's a big bank that is partnered with Ripple called Santander, okay? And they've got a lot of stuff going on, behind the scenes in the world of banking. It's large in Europe, which makes sense if you see what they're saying here. They hired someone from MasterCard. Guys, they're planning on doing big things, and I think that people say it's not centralized. I will say this. XRP is a lot more centralized than other things. I don't think that's a debate. I don't want to get into all that. That's why TJ hates it, by the way. TJ hates a lot of that stuff. Banker coin. It's not the most important thing to me because I look at it more in making money. But if you're in the XRP army, you do have to understand why people outside of the XRP army hate your coin. You have to understand it logically. It's not that difficult to process.
Also, Naomi did say, she just sent me a message, she can get you on Family Feud if you're still interested.
Ashley, let's do this. That's my sister-in-law, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that.
She
works here, so.
She has the cell phone number of the casting director, so.
Let's get on Family Feud.
We can definitely make that happen.
Yeah, I definitely want to be on Family Feud. I would love to do that. Maybe we can do the BitBoy Crypto team even.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it's like crypto versus traditional finance. Bankers versus Bitcoin.
There you go.
Bankers versus Bitcoin. There we go. That's the show. Steve, call me. Yeah, let's get on there. I love that. Okay, let's last story of the day to look at here. Cartesi is launching the next phase of Another's POS system. You guys know Cartesi is a partner of ours. Another project we invested in, Swaps, that's SWAPZ, we'll be looking at today at the end of our Cardano video. If you want to check that out, they had a huge launch today of their IDO. But back to Cartesi here, introducing staking delegation on the Ethereum Ropsten network, the testnet. Says we're pleased to announce the next phase of Another's POS system, staking delegation. We actually covered this a while back in a Cartesi video. Cartesi staking is going to be absolutely huge, something you guys should check out. And they also, here's a fun thing, Cartesi Texas Hold'em. Cartesi brings trust back to turn-based games. And I'll say this as a person that played a lot of online poker. Tell you, I never trusted anything on any site. The site America's Card Room, I played at a pretty good bit. I don't know what they used, but it seemed like in that room, every time there was one card you did not need to see, it came out every single time. And if you go and look at a lot of comments on America's Card Room, which I won some tournaments there, I did okay. But if you go and you look at, some of the comments that people have, that's exactly what they say about it. So if everybody's saying the same thing about an algorithm, it's like there's got to be something to it, right? So I don't trust these at all. But Cartesi is going to have Texas Hold'em, turn-based poker, on the blockchain, going to be able to return trust to it. And I've said for a long time, and I love poker. I'm playing in the WSOP this year, the main event. Very excited about that. But I've said for a long time that when it comes to poker and gambling, blockchain is the future of that for 100%. I think Resort World said they're even letting people gamble crypto. New casino, I have a friend, he's a guy I met playing poker who follows my channel, and I see him sometimes when I go out to Vegas or other tournaments. He said he went to Resort World and said it was actually a really, really fun casino. It's a brand new one out there I want to go check out. And also, I had met a guy in real life playing in poker that I played with on America's Card Room. Can't remember what his name was, though. He watches the channel, though. He's a good guy, too. So a lot of overlap between crypto and blockchain and
gambling.
Crypto and blockchain. Big overlap there.
Big overlap.
Between crypto and blockchain.
Kind of like tweets on Twitter.
Tweets on Twitter. That's right. So a lot of overlap between gambling and crypto. Obviously, it's because of the payment rails. It's very easy to do stuff and things like that. So somebody said every online casino is rigged as hell. I think a lot of people would tell you that about regular casinos too. I mean, people have bad experiences. So, but I do tend to think the online. I mean, have their own algorithm. It's not random, is what it boils down to. So there's randomness built into the algorithm, but it is what it is. Somebody said on Twitch, they said a lot of overlap between fiat and everything bad in the world. Absolutely, 100%. Thank you to everybody watching on Twitch. Thank you to everybody watching on TikTok. Great video today. I thought we had a lot of good stories, a lot of big stuff going on. I'm not deterred at all by this recent dump, but we do have to watch that blood diamond on the daily chart. We could have a further drop today. I don't necessarily anticipate it happening, but you know what? Sometimes you don't anticipate it, but the chart shows it, and it happens. So you guys make sure to be careful with your trading out there. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.